Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Daily Rates Live with the Mortgage Calculator. Today, we're going to be going through our live mortgage rates, and then we're going to be talking about 5 to 8 unit property DSCR loans. Give us just a moment here to go live on all the different platforms. We do stream this on a few platforms, so give us just a moment to go live here. You can go ahead and check in the comments. Go ahead and drop a comment there as you tune in. Great topic here for today. Also very interesting to see what the rates are looking like today because they're moving in the market. So definitely going to be a good show here. It looks like we're live on all the different platforms, so we'll go ahead and get it started. What we'll do is we'll take the chat off the screen, but go ahead and keep dropping comments there in the chat. You can also drop any questions you have in the chat as well after we go through our deep dive topic here for today. So welcome, everyone. My name is Kyle Hershey. I'm the COO of the Mortgage Calculator, joined here by our president, Nick Hershey, and our sales manager, Jose Gonzalez. We are a lender that specializes in non-QM loans. And what we do every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern on this show is go through our actual live mortgage rates, and then we do a deep dive into a different loan type. And today's loan type is going to be 5 to 8 unit DSCR loans, something that we love to do here at the Mortgage Calculator because we specialize in non-QM, because we work with a lot of investor clients. So definitely amazing program. Not a lot of places offer these, but we do a lot of them. So we'll get into that here shortly. But before we do that, we will go ahead and check out the rates. So Nick, if you're ready, let's go ahead and pull up the live rates and see what they are looking like today.
All right. So lots of news in the markets. Yesterday, we saw some general momentum, but today, a huge drop in rates. The markets have decided they've liked what they have heard. So definitely a big change for today. But we'll go ahead and compare our initial rate sheets for this morning. It is August 1st, just after 11 a.m. So all the initial rate sheets are live. I expect a lot of updates throughout today as well, especially for non-QM. Might take another day or two. But we'll see what we have for this morning for a standard scenario, and we'll compare the APR. If you'd like a full breakdown of itemized loan estimate that breaks down all the fees and the APR, please get with our team members. We have over 300 loan officers to help you out. For today's scenario, as we do every day, we'll set up a basic request here with a standard single family home, do a $500,000 purchase price, $400,000 loan amount. That corresponds to 80% loan, 20% down payment. We'll set all the demos here to an estimated 760 credit score, and we'll set everything to an estimated 40% debt to income ratio. So with those general settings, let's check out the amazing rates for today. All right, so again, big difference from yesterday here. First up, our 30-year fixed conventional option for a primary home. Yesterday, we were at 6.375, I believe. Today, a big jump down to 6.125. Final APR, 6.452. And we should continue to see some downward momentum here as the consensus on the markets comes to a settlement here. Now, if for any reason our customer doesn't qualify for a standard conventional loan, the next option we typically want to compare is an FHA option, which allows more leniency on credit issues, as well as a much higher debt-to-income ratio overall. But it does require upfront and yearly mortgage insurance. Rates come in today at 5.375, lower than yesterday. Final APR, 6.323. So if our customer qualifies for both here, they may want to check out FHA if they're willing to do that yearly mortgage insurance. And our customers that need to use FHA, definitely very comparable here to conventional, so good option. And moving on to our VA, which is only for our eligible active service members and vets. If you are eligible, these are amazing options. Rates as low as 5.625 today. Final APR, 5.915, finally under 6, which is amazing. And notice if our customer qualifies for a VA option, they definitely want to take it, as when we compare it side by side here, it has a better APR than FHA and conventional. So definitely a good option for our vets and service members and spouses of deceased service members, as they always likes to add as well. They are eligible. And the final standard option here is our USDA option. USDA is only for properties in USDA eligible areas. That's the rural areas of the country typically. So if our customer is eligible and the property is in one of those areas, it's a great option to consider. Comes in today at 5.5 rate. Final APR 6.23 with all of the fees included. So notice if our customers shopping in those areas, they're typically going to compare to an FHA, which the USDA is a touch cheaper. and comparing to a conventional USDA, maybe a touch cheaper as well. So definitely a good option for those customers looking in those areas. Now that rounds out our standard options that any other bank or lender has. And if our customer doesn't qualify, unfortunately, many other banks have to deny that customer. But that's where we love to present our 5,000 other options, starting here with our alt doc for a primary home. So if our customer doesn't qualify for a conventional option, needs to switch to using alternative docs such as a bank statement program, 1099 program, asset related program, all the different variations we have. This option here we're showing is most likely a bank statement option. Comes in today at 6.875, final APR 7.183. So we're within about a half a point of conventional as usual. And non-QM does take a couple days to adjust with the markets and the news. So I expect this to drop pretty dramatically over the next couple days here, and we'll have some better episodes probably tomorrow and the next day. Now moving on to our other non-QM options for investors. So tons of flexibility when we start using our alt doc options for investment properties. This option is probably a bank statement or similar. Comes in today at 7.125, final APR at 7.559. Again, these should drop more as we move throughout the day. And we'll compare our investment property options to our other programs here for investment properties. Remember, no government program, so there's no FHA, VA, or USDA, but we do have our conventional option for an investment property coming in today, 7.125, final APR 7.482. Notice that's a touch cheaper than the alt doc option, and probably will adjust as all of the rate sheets get updated today. But we always recommend our investors out there check out our favorite programs, our DSCR, no income needed, no employment needed. We simply use the estimated rents from the appraisal to determine a DSCR value. If the rents can cover the expenses, aka the property cash flows monthly, that's a ratio of 1 or higher, which is preferred. For these demos, we always put a ratio of 1.5 so we can see all of the programs pop up. First option here is with a 3-year prepayment penalty, which is the most common option. Rates today come in at 6.75, final APR 7.080, which is beating conventional by quite a bit, which is amazing. And if we add a 5-year prepayment penalty, some of our programs allow that, and the rates get a little better, 6.5 rate, final APR 6.810. And I expect these to continue to drop as the market news continues to flow through the non-QM programs. And the final option for DSCR, no prepayment penalty. Some states don't allow a prepayment penalty, and some people don't want one. That's not a problem. Rates come in today, 7.375. Final APR 7.710, which is a little more expensive than conventional, but most investors, I'd say pretty much 100%, will choose a DSCR over conventional, especially even if they're priced well higher than the conventional option. Now, the final two options here are our popular new programs for second mortgages. Lots of customers have a low rate first mortgage still that's much lower than what you're seeing today, which is great. And they still need cash out. No problem. Don't have to get a HELOC, which is typically higher rates and adjustable. We have our fixed rate second mortgages to get cash out of a primary home. Rates as low as 8.5, final APR 8.915. Substantially lower rates than a HELOC. Not adjustable, and these are non-QM programs, so can use bank statement and similar income types. And same option for our investors to get cash out of an investment property without touching that first mortgage. Rates as low as 9.875, final APR 10.093. So great options for our customers with great first mortgages. Let me switch the screens up here. And we'll get into our topic for today. So when we do our live demo, we always do a standard single family home so we can compare across all the programs. Not all the programs allow all the property types, and there are hardly any programs that allow this property type, which is a 5 to 8 unit property, which is a commercial property. Remember, anything over 4 units is by definition not a residential property. That is when we start getting into the commercial property area. But we do have programs for small commercial properties, so that sweet spot of 5 to 8 or 5 to 10 or 5 to 9, depending on which program we're going, those small commercial properties that aren't quite a giant apartment complex, we have these hybrid programs that still allow us to do a regular DSCR for these options. So can't do that on the live pricer, but Jose can break down how this works and some actual live rates for us.
Yes, good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us for Daily Mortgage Rates Live with the Mortgage Calculator. This is definitely one of my favorite products because, as Nick was mentioning, very few lenders really offer it. Very few lenders really see this as a niche, right? They're just going for the cookie cutter stuff, right? And we know at the Mortgage Calculator, the investors are always looking to do multiple property deals, and this is one definitely that you should concentrate on. It's a great niche, right? What do they say? The riches are in the niches. So this is a good one because being the hybrid type program that Nick mentioned, it is treated more like a residential 1 to 4 unit DSCR loan rather than a commercial property loan. And so what that means for us is the first question you're not going to hear when going to submit this loan is, what's the zip code? Let me check the population density. Let me check the demographics. All of the kind of stuff that could get your loan automatically rejected without even considering the merits of the borrower's credit, the property's cash flow, condition, location, or any of those other factors. So that's very exciting news. And on top of that, the rates for the options I'm going to show you now are probably anywhere easily from 1.5% to 2% lower than your regular commercial rate. So it's a win-win situation here. So let me go ahead and share the options with you today for our purchase and cash out refi options. This is 760 plus credit score. That is the top tier for this option. And you will note here 9.749 is our lowest cost option at par. And you can buy that down all the way to 8.124%. So this is amazing rates. And remember, we are the lender on these 5 to 8 units. This is not a brokered product. And here now our next credit tier down, and 75% LTV also, by the way, is the maximum LTV. So 25% down is the minimum down payment for this particular option. 740 to 759 credit. Interest rate does increase a little bit. 9.874 lowest cost option at par. And you can buy that down to 8.249 at a cost of 3.35. And good news here, at a 720 to 739, we are still at 75% LTV for this product. Rate just goes up a little bit. 9.874 is 0. 8.249 is our lowest rate option. And again, still at only 25% down with a 700 credit score, 700 to 719, still only 25% down, but now we do get a little increase in the rates. 10.499 is our par option, and you can buy that down to 8.874 at a cost of 3.35 points. Now, below a 700 for this particular option, we do get a reduction in LTV to 70% for 680 to 699 credit score. And here we have 10.249, our lowest cost option at par. And you can buy that down to 8.624. That is our lowest rate option. And now our lowest credit score for this particular hybrid option, because we do have our commercial option that goes down to a 650 credit score at a 75% LTV, but at a much higher rate. Now this option here is 65% LTV with a 660 to a 679. Still good rates. 9.749 is at par. That's a very good rate. And you can buy that down to 8.124 at a cost of 3.475. And now for our cash out options. Our first option here, now max 70% LTV is the max LTV for this particular hybrid option with a 740 plus credit score. We are looking at 9.624 lowest cost option at par, and you can buy that down to 7.999. Our 720 to 739 credit score, still maximum LTV of 70%. And we're looking at 9.749 is our lowest cost option, and 8.124 is our lowest rate option. At a 700 credit score, we are now at 65% LTV, 9.499 lowest cost option, and 7.999 lowest rate option. And our 680 to 699 credit score option, still 65%. That's great news. 9.874 is at par, and 8.249 is our lowest rate option. And our last option I'm going to share with you here is for the low credit score of 660 to 679. That's the lowest that this particular hybrid 5 to 8 unit option goes to. 60% LTV, and we are looking at 9.624 is at par, and you can buy that down all the way to 7.999. So please do look to the mortgage calculator for your 5 to 8 unit property.
All right. Thank you, Jose. I do not see any questions here, but definitely amazing programs there. And still no questions. So I think we'll go ahead and wrap it up. Remember that we do this at 11 a.m. Eastern every weekday, where we go through our live rates and then do a deep dive into a different loan topic. So we will be back tomorrow with a new topic. We appreciate everybody tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern.